Welcome everyone to Things Around 8. Dear friends, in this video we will talk about another serious Russian threat of a nuclear attack, this time directed at the United Kingdom, and about London's plans to protect itself from it. And if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe now and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any news. This Wednesday, July 10th, during the NATO summit in Washington, the United States and Germany made a very important joint announcement. For the first time in many decades, the United States will once again operate long-range offensive missiles on European territory. According to the joint statement, from 2026, SM-6 missiles, with ranges of up to 240 kilometers, and Tomahawk cruise missiles, with ranges that, depending on the version, can be up to 2,500 kilometers, as well as hypersonic missiles with ranges of thousands of kilometers and speeds several times that of sound, will be installed in Germany and other member countries of the alliance, initially on a rotational and provisional basis, but which will become permanent in the medium term. According to Boris Pistorius, German defense minister, the United States' objective with this initiative is to encourage its European partners to develop their own long-range missile systems. The United States emphasizes that its purpose also involves demonstrating to its adversaries that Washington is determined and committed to the mutual defense of its European allies. Recently, Germany, France, Italy and Poland initiated the ELSA program, the acronym for European Long-Range Strike Approach, a program that aims to develop precision and long-range missiles in Europe, reducing European dependence on the United States. Missiles of this type were banned in 1988. Following the signing of the INF Treaty, which prohibited the presence in Europe of ballistic and cruise missiles with ranges between 500 and 1,000 kilometers and between 1,000 and 5,500 kilometers. However, after Russia violated the agreement in 2018 by deploying Iskander missiles in Kaliningrad and areas close to the border with the Baltic countries, the United States declared the agreement invalid and officially withdrew from the INF in 2019. Therefore, in legal terms, there is nothing to prevent the United States and Europe, like Russia, from deploying short and medium-range missiles on European territory. But it is clear that Moscow's reaction to the joint announcement by the United States and Germany was very negative, with Sergei Ryabkov, Russian deputy foreign minister, saying that Russia's response to this threat will be military, with details of this threat having been given by Yevgeny Popov, a famous Russian MP and a regular presence on Russian state TV. And it was on a recent program on Russian TV that MP Popov said that the installation of American missiles in Europe would put at risk not only the countries where the missiles are located, but also England, classified by Popov as a traditional enemy of Russia. According to the politician, just 3 Russian missiles, armed with multiple nuclear warheads, would be capable of devastating the United Kingdom. Popov even went so far as to make a list of targets, starting with London, the political and economic center of the island, and including the cities of Manchester, Birmingham, and the naval bases of Devonport and Clyde, in Scotland. The latter is the place where the British Trident nuclear missiles are stored. In total, the Russian MP named 7 British cities that, if hit and destroyed by Russian nuclear missiles, would result in the end of what he called British civilization. This is indeed a technically correct statement. A missile like the RS-28 Sarmat, Russia's most modern, can carry up to 16 nuclear warheads with a power of up to 250 kilotons. This means that just 3 of these missiles can hit up to 48 targets simultaneously. That is enough to destroy all the major cities, air and naval bases in the UK. But what can the UK actually do to prevent this? In practice, very little is capable of stopping a large-scale nuclear attack. There are missiles specially designed to defend against ICBMs, such as the SM-6 and the Patriot PAC-3. But with hundreds of missiles in flight simultaneously, only a small fraction would be stopped, with the vast majority getting through and hitting their targets. Therefore, the only defense the UK and any other nuclear power has is its nuclear deterrent capability. It is being able to demonstrate to any other nation that if they are attacked with nuclear weapons, they will respond in kind. Of course, the British nuclear arsenal is far inferior to the Russian arsenal, accounting for less than 10%. However, it is always important to remember that it only takes one bomb to devastate a large city. In the scenario described by the Russian MP, in which Russia launches a massive nuclear strike against the United Kingdom, when the dust settles, there will effectively be almost nothing left of England. However, all major Russian cities such as Moscow, St. Petersburg, Volgograd, all major Russian naval, air and military bases, and all Russian industrial centers will be completely devastated by British nuclear missiles on board the Vanguard-class submarines. A single Vanguard submarine can launch up to 12 Trident II missiles, each armed with up to 12 nuclear warheads. This means that a single British submarine can reach and destroy the 20 largest Russian cities and all Russian bases whose locations are known. This is called deterrence, and this is the true and authentic power of nuclear weapons. What the Russian MP said on Russian state TV is nothing more than state propaganda financed by the Kremlin, because he knows full well that if what he said is carried out, 10 or 15 minutes later, he and millions of other Russians will cease to exist. The Russians have the full capacity to turn the British Isles into a vast radioactive wasteland, but would they be willing to pay the price? And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe now and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any news.